No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved.
Indeed, it's already done, Joy. It's already done. The power of decision. It's already done. Indecision is really a decision. Indecision is really a decision. Raymond Charles Barker, in his book entitled The Power of Decision, says that indecision is your decision to fail. Indecision is your decision to fail. Woo! There is something about indecision that can set us up for failure. Some of you have been to restaurants that have a menu that goes on and on and on for days. And you're turning the pages and you know that the server is going to be over soon to want to know what your order is. And you're with your dinner companions and you're trying to decide, and now each of you is turning back and forth, and is this going to fit with my diet, and is this too expensive, and is this what I really want? Do I really want to come here? And all of those things. Indecision can set you up for failure. And finally you make your decision, and then sometimes you might go back and forth, well, did I make the right decision? Indecision is really a decision for failure. But I'm not mad at the fact of that happening. But what I want to talk about this morning and this month is the power of decision, and how deciding things, how making up our mind that we're going to go in a particular direction, that we're going to do a certain thing, how when that happens, what can come of it, and how it can benefit our lives. There is a book that's about a tribe in Malaysia that's called the Sing Oi tribe. And the amazing thing about the Sing Oi is that the Sing Oi seem to be in sync with the universe. The particular ethnographer, that's a person in anthropological terms, who wrote about this tribe, tells the story of when he first went to encounter them. Someone told him, well, they live out in the forest, and if you want to make contact with them, there's a station, a gas station, that's near that's near the place to go into the forest, and if you go there, hopefully someone will meet you there. And so he said that he went there, he went around the corner to where they directed him, and there was a man that was sitting there. He looked at him, he got up, he turned around, and he started walking into the forest. And so this guy decided to follow him. And when he got there and he encountered the Sing Oi, he discovered that the man that was guiding him knew that he was coming and showed up at the time, and then he translated for him, and the people said, we have been expecting you. We knew you were coming. We dreamed about you coming. And one of the amazing things that they did all of the time is that when it came time to go to sleep, wherever they were, they just laid down and slept. And when they woke up in the morning, they would share their dream. And the thing of it is that they would have dreams, but their dreams all eventually fit together. And that's how they would decide what they would do for the day. And so this writer tells the story. He said every time he would show up, there would always be somebody waiting on him that would lead him down the path to go. And many different things happen as a result of that. But one of the amazing things he said that really kind of puzzled him was when he was working with the children, And he set a piece of paper in front of them. He said, on this piece of paper, I want you to draw anything you'd like. And they were stuck. He said, no, you have the freedom. They say anything, whatever it is that you want to draw. And they couldn't do it. People thought that when they had other people come and study them, thought that there was something wrong with their intelligence. There was nothing wrong with their intelligence. As a matter of fact, as I mentioned, they probably were more in sync with the universe than a lot of people, more in sync with life than anything. But when they were faced with a blank piece of paper and all of the possibilities, they couldn't do it. It was only when they said, well, draw something that you've seen in the forest, or draw something that makes you happy, then they were able to do wonderful, creative things. And sometimes when we are faced with this whole field of infinite possibilities, as we call it, it becomes difficult sometimes to make a decision, But here's the thing. As Ralph Waldo Emerson says, that decide to do the thing and then you shall have the power. Decide to do the thing and then you shall have the power. When we make a decision, things begin to unfold. Things begin to happen. The universe makes things available for us. Think about it for a moment. When you are in your life and in your daily existence and you're moving about your journey, the things that you seek to do where you are. If you are indecisive, things just kind of happen willy-nilly. But when you make a real decision, then things start to unfold for you. And a lot of us have difficulty making those decisions because, and I'm going to stand up and confess this right off, we want to please other people. We learn early on when if I'm good, if I do these things, then my mother's pleased, my father's pleased, people, my family pleased, my teachers pleased, all of that. So we oftentimes get caught up in spending a whole lot of time pleasing other people. And it can make us indecisive because what will other people think if I decide to do this? And I want you to say with me this morning, what other people think of me is none of my business. What other people think of me is none of my business. What other people think of me is none of my business. As Byron Katie says, it's not your business to like me, it's mine. When we learn that it's about us liking ourselves, it's about us accepting ourselves, it's about us deciding that what other people think. Because I'll tell you this, it took me the 57 years that I've been in this earth plane to learn this. Very often, in fact, probably the majority of the time, that once people have made up their mind about you, it's real difficult to change. And you can hit them in the face with all kinds of evidence to the contrary. But once they've made up their minds, it becomes really difficult. And we spend a lot of time and energy trying to convince people about what great and worthy and talented and creative and attractive and people that we are, people that really got it going on. And the thing of it is that ultimately it doesn't mean a darn thing. We all want to be liked, yes. We all want to have people think positively of us. Yes, we love the accolades, we love the praise, we love all of those things. But ultimately, when we can get into the space of operating independently of even the good opinions of other people, we've got the key to being able to make decisions, to do things, to have the boldness and the courage to do the things in life that are calling us the things that are saying to us, and it might be in our career, it might be in our family, it might be in our education, it might be in our love life, it might be in our finances, whatever it is, when we make the decision that we are going to have the thing happen for us, it happens. It happens. As Joanne was reminding us, it's already done. It happens. So often we say a thing, but our behavior is contrary to what we say. We affirm that yes, I am an expression of the divine. I am an expression of all that is. But then there's self-doubt that's there, and we talk down about ourselves, or we talk down about other people, and we don't recognize and realize that it's ultimately we have to be congruent and stay in the divine flow and stay in the things that we say and do. There's already infinite possibility before us. It's already there. I think about it in my own home, and I'm grateful for this. I have a kitchen. We have a kitchen. And in that kitchen, it's a refrigerator and a freezer that has food, pantry that has food, there are cabinets that have condiments and spices. There's an oven there. There's a blender, a hand blender, a mixer. There's a sous vide machine. There's a toaster oven. There's a microwave. There's knives and forks, and there's all kinds of things there that are in that kitchen. It's full of infinite possibility. And I could stand here all day and every day talk about how fabulous the kitchen is, how many things are there. But until I decide to walk in that kitchen and open that refrigerator, turn on that oven, bring out the food, bring out the spices and the condiments and all of those things, nothing will happen. It's a wonderful kitchen. But until I decide that I'm walking in the kitchen, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I go a real long time in my head thinking, well, I could cook this, I should bake that, and by the time I finish, the day is past and done, and I haven't cooked a daggone thing. But when we make the decision, when we decide, and it's the same way, we live in a universe of infinite possibilities. There's so many choices. There's so many things before us. There's so much we can do. And I will leave you with this. This is a story. Many of you remember Mary Crutcher. Mary Crutcher loved when I would tell this story. It's about a man who made a journey over into a place in the Middle East where they made the great big Persian rugs that we like. And as they were making those rugs, he noticed that there were people that were on the front side of the rug. They were weaving the pattern. But every now and then, they would make a mistake. And sometimes when we make a decision, but have a decision to make, but we're indecisive, it's because we're afraid of making a mistake. But as the weavers were doing that, on the other side was a master weaver. And the master weaver, because of their experience, because of their ability, because of their resources, that whatever the person did that was a mistake or a misstep, the master weaver on the other side had the ability to take whatever it was and to just make it go right into the pattern. So you never knew that there was a mistake made, because the master weaver had the ability and had all of the resources available to take what looked like a mistake and make it a part of the pattern. And you and I live in a universe where the master weaver continues to take the stuff that we do, takes the things that happen in our lives, takes those things that we would call a mistake, that we would call an error, that we would call saying, I wish I hadn't done it that way, and weaves them into the overall pattern of life. We live in a time and a being, with a being that continues to move in and through and as us. He takes those things and moves it into the pattern. Think about it for a moment. The things in your life that you said that, oh, that was the worst thing that ever happened to me. And then with the benefit of a few years down the road, you realize that had it not been for that, you wouldn't be where you are now. Had it not been for this thing happening, the growth that you have and the things that you know now would not have happened had that not have been. So make a decision today. Decide the thing, and then you shall have the power. So
Good morning, Open Heart.
Good morning.
I invite you to take a breath, releasing this breath, knowing that there is only one presence and one power in the universe, and that is God. And as each of us takes in all that we have learned today, we take it in, we make it our own, and we simply live from those very truths. We give thanks for all who have participated today. We give thanks for the lesson, the affirmative reading, the centering moment, beautiful music, and just all of the beautiful energy that each and every person has brought into this space and into this place today. Moving forward, knowing that my indecision, it really is a decision. It's a decision for me to fail. So if there is something that I want, something that I think I need, or something that I need to happen for me, instead of waffling back and forth, I decide this is how it's going to be. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to be prosperous. I'm going to have a new bike. I'm going to have a new pair of red shoes, or whatever it may be. Knowing that as soon as I make the decision, as soon as I stand firm in my decision, that power is already right there in that moment. I stand in that moment knowing it's already done. So I release, I let go, I let God, and so it is.